Your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course. Tuddle in Florida.
I'm the Hobo Fish. It's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
What's going on, everybody? Nedley Mandingo showing up first. Buddy, how are you, my friend? I'm really thinking tomorrow I'm going to start the show at 7. Because I really think that I'm missing out on quite a bit of people. Because I know that I've been doing the audio podcast a lot longer than the live stream since I got all this equipment and stuff now. But man, like my audio numbers are through the roof. Like seriously, for me not being on, now I know that I hustle a lot. I do hustle a lot when it comes to getting my name out there and trying to help spread the word when it comes to the content that I'm putting out. I go on any show that'll have me. I know that I'm probably looking really pathetic, but I'm on a mission now. Eric Weber is the movie review guy that I've had on Bud, Suds, and Tuds, Buds, Fuds, Duds, whatever incarnation you listen to that show after the Bubba the Love Sponge show on Bubba Army Radio. Whatever that show was, we used to have Eric Weber on to talk movies, and now like every single time he posts anything, I'm like, hey, why don't you come on the Tuddle Daily Podcast to discuss it? And if you guys are on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, just search Eric Weber, ERICK Weber, WEBER. Like I want it now. I want to make it a game until he actually replies. Because the last text I got from him was like, hey man, I'll give you a call back. Sorry. I'll give you a call back soon. I haven't gotten anything, man. Nothing. I wrote, March 1st. I wrote, what's going on, man? Did I do something to make you mad? All good, man. I'll give you a call soon. Promise. And I wrote back immediately like a sucker. And I was like, awesome. Thanks, man. Hope you're well. That was back on March 1st. So yesterday would have been the 15th. I gave it like 2 weeks before I wrote anything back or tried to contact him. I wrote, hey, man, when are you able to be on as a guest to talk some movies? I wrote that, and I said, hey, Eric, not trying to bother, man. This really does make me sound pathetic as hell. No, BDM XCon. Matter of fact, this is a new one. BDM XCon, man. Hey, BDM XCon. I really do appreciate you checking out what I'm doing. I'm always honored when anybody from that's a listener or consumes any of the content that Tom and Dan do that are checking my stuff out. Yeah, then that's amazing. But no, he's still not answering to Kelly Miller. No, he's not. And then I wrote back, I'm pretty flexible and will work around your schedule. So let me know. It would be great to chat again. And now I can read that he's read them because he's got his red receipts on when it comes to the iPhone. I don't know, man. Like, and now it's kind of like a game to me. It is like a game to me to be able to try to get Eric Weber on the show now. And it probably most likely would only be a one-off thing, but it's kind of like a goal of mine now. And I like Eric Weber. I don't want anybody to think, even if I'm just being straight up honest with you guys, and it's kind of light right now. What is going on? Like, I usually got a lot more people that are in the chat room that are chatting and kind of talking about stuff, and I don't know, it's kind of crickets. And I'm not saying anything bad about BDM, XCon, or Nelly Mandingo. Like, I really, really do appreciate you getting in there and mixing it up a little bit. 603? 605? No. Yeah, I could see that. No, but he's still not answering to Kelly Miller. Coming up here at 6:30, Drew Brashear from Charlotte. He's a singer-songwriter, and he's going to come on and talk a little bit. It's the hour move forward. I really do think it is. Amy Sinha, I'm glad that you kind of brought that up a little bit. Oh crap. I never brought those. God. See, I got caught up because I was sitting there talking to Miss Amy Sinha, and I forgot to pull my news stories over. Wait, where's the daylight savings? Oh, I never pulled it over because it was such a bad story. Guys, yeah, I had a pretty kick-ass story that I was gonna play that talked about daylight savings time. And you want to know why I didn't take it and why I didn't want to play it was because I went on there and it was such a bad story. It was such a bad story because these morning shows that claim to be news and stuff, it was so bad. It was a very cringy story, and they were all making jokes and stuff like that. Happy St. Tuddle's Day tomorrow, cousin. You know, Amy Sinha, Fozzie, you should follow Miss Amy Sinha. She's a good friend of mine. She's a musician and stuff. I think you would really, really dig her, Fozzie. But Fozzie, yeah, she was talking about, hey, you actually have a holiday about you. And Fozzie, I'm glad that you brought that up, because what is it about being American? And I only bring this up is because America looks for any reason to drink. Like, isn't that the case, Fozzie, where us as Americans, we look for any excuse to day drink? We love day drinking. There's something about it. Us as just human beings, not just Americans, don't we like doing stuff that we're not supposed to be doing? Yeah, exactly. Call me Michaela. Call me Michaela brings up a great point. I'm drinking because I'm off work. But call me Michaela. I really think that is why people love these holidays. I think that's why people love day drinking. We've all been there. It's been a while since I've done it. And Fozzie, I look, Google Voice is open, Fozzie. I would love for you to come on because I would love to mix it up with you a little bit. 407 270-3044. Fozzie, call in because I got a couple of questions to ask you about this. As a man, you're a man. You like, the male, you lean towards the male 25 to 54 demographic. Nelly Mandingo, if you would like to call in, I can take live phone calls, Nelly Mandingo now, 407-270-3044. But back when I was still a drinker, isn't there something about like when you go to a gas station? Because pretty much here in the state of Florida, the earliest you can buy alcohol is 7 a.m. 7 a.m. is the earliest that you can buy alcohol. Because, the bars here comes Fozzie, and this got to be Fozzie. Fozzie. Hey, you there, buddy?
What's up, Tuddle? Happy St. Tuddle's Day tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, man. So what is it? Why do men, especially American men, what is the mystique about day drinking sometimes? I know you're not a big drinker and stuff, but is it about doing stuff that you think you're not supposed to be doing?
Man, I think it's because they got wives at home, and so I think maybe you said there's something to that with a lot of the day drinking. Like you said, you touched on it. I'm really not a drinker myself, and I called in because I know that St. Patrick's Day and a lot of these
but
holidays.
Cinco de Mayo, Americans in general, we look for reasons just to drink during the day. St. Patrick's Day, and a lot of people that celebrate St. Patrick's Day is not even Irish, and then you got Cinco de Mayo, which most Americans are like, oh, the Mexicans are invading America. What's going on? But then we'll party the independence of Mexico on Cinco de Mayo just because we want to drink.
Yeah, that's right. Christmas. I mean, we're drinking Christmas morning. Yes. We're drinking rum chadas on Christmas. I mean, you're exactly right. And there's actually a holiday I've done the math before. There's a holiday in every single month of the year. I mean, some of the ones that are popular, the Easters, the St. Patrick's Day.
Is it big alcohol and big tobacco? Are they, because a lot of people when they drink, Fozzie, they might not be smokers at the moment. They're past smokers, but they only smoke when they're out drinking, social smokers. You've heard of social smokers, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's big business, Tuddle. Once you're drinking and you're doing drinking and that sort of thing, everything else you spend money differently. Maybe on his or hers, maybe on
food,
more
drugs,
alcohol, maybe on cigarettes, maybe on food, maybe on porn, whatever your like is. The alcohol ramps up everything.
Foz, you deliver pizza. What about even on 420? That's a toker holiday that's going to be coming up. 420.
Exactly.
I'm sure
every day's a toker holiday.
Yeah, but I'm sure you're getting heavy on the pizza deliveries on those days, right? And I'm sure the potheads are probably tipping you cash or maybe taking a rip off of a bong or something.
Hey, I've been known to take a rip off of a bong for tippage. But that said, I will tell you that we're taking a hit on the gas out here. $5 a gallon, four and a half, $5 a gallon coming up soon, pretty soon. But I will tell you that my pizzeria stepped up and upped the delivery charge for their drivers. So instead of $2.25, we're getting 3 biz zones, if you will, for per delivery. Which takes me back to where I'm at right now, buddy. I'm at work. The pizza delivery starts. Got to get back out on the road and drop off some hot pies. Have a good show, buddy. We'll talk to you later. Happy St. Tuddle's Day.
All right, man. See you, Fozzie. All right. That's Fozzie. If you'd like to get on and chat with me, look at how easy that is. One of the things that I like about doing what up, Raymond B, yippee-yo. The past 2 years that I've been doing. Thank you, Nelly Mandingo. I really appreciate that. Nelly Mandingo, I've talked to him off the air. He's one of the few people that I talk to that I make connections with from doing the show. And to get that comment from Nelly Mandingo is really, really cool. I really appreciate that, man. That definitely means a lot. But, one of the reasons why I wanted to get this set up, this is why I wanted to get this equipment. That's why I wanted to get this microphone. That's why I want to, here, come on, I'm going to start flexing a little bit more. Anyways, into the mic is why I got this mic, is because I want to do live content. I want to do live content. Vulture has helped me get this double monitor, like good hard drive, good just memory. I got like it's crazy how many gigabytes that I've got to be able to run all this together, plus the board and everything that I got going on. The one reason I wanted to do that is because of doing live content, taking live phone calls. And I get what Bubba used to say, because Bubba did say a lot of people, radio hosts that take live phone calls, it's a weakness, it's a crutch. we can go to the Olive Garden to have some wine if you want to, Atomic Citizen 865. I don't know. Is it because of the hair? It's a little slick back. Do I look Italian or something? I always got to remember the camera's kind of backwards a little bit. But what up, Mark? How are you, Mark? I got Atomic Citizen 865. I think he might be a new one. Are we going to Olive Garden to have some wine? We could easily do that. How did you get here, Atomic Citizen 865? Oh, okay. So is this Call Me Michaela, or are these people coming in? Nelly Mandingo, the board, the camera, the microphone, all together, probably a little under 1,000. And it's not like all the money that I put back into this. Oh, little Lemmy. Atomic Citizen 865. If I'm being honest, I'm just being upfront with you, and you could tell her this. I felt almost like a little bit of a stalker almost, but we've all done this. Like, I know Little Lemmy is spoken for and all that stuff, but like I was on her Facebook page today, kind of like checking out through the years her profile pictures and stuff like that. And Little Lemmy has been like a big supporter of the Tuddle Daily podcast. And I would never do any. Yeah, Lemmy is, yeah, I agree with you calling me Michaela. I agree with you. Little Lemmy. Do you scroll her Call Me Michaela? I did not know she had an Instagram, but if you could share the link with me, I don't know if you want to post it here, but I would definitely love to see that. But I was checking out her stuff, but she helped me out a lot. She really did. She helped me out a lot when it came to getting on Twitch and helping me out with all that stuff. So I can't thank Little Lemmy enough. And then Atomic Citizen 865 coming in. So yeah, Little Lemmy, like, listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. I'm not trying to be disrespectful at all. But man, Jesus Christ. Anyways, I do have an interview coming up here at 6:30, and it's only 6:17 right now. With her and Granny. I don't know who Granny is, but sign me up. I'm ready to go out and bullshit with Lemmy and Granny there. That sounds like a good old time. All right, so desktop. That's where I want to go. Show prep, videos, news. I wanted to get into this. All right, so we were talking about gas and stuff. You asked the question, I answered it. I just came in here and you was whining about GB, a picture about my gigabytes too. No, you asked the question, I answered it. Just came in here and you was whining about GB, a picture about my gigabytes too. Well, listen, hey, you know what? That's just kind of me. I'm a little bit of a bitch and all that good stuff. So I really do appreciate you coming in here, Atomic Citizen 865. Somebody was talking about
looking for diesel fuel this morning. You are.
And this guy is doing his live shot here for the national news. This is from Good Morning America, ABC. Why did you partnered yet? Did Arizona fucking in the ass? Yeah. All right. Oh, here we go. I got my guest coming up here. I think this is it. Let me add to the stream here. Hey, let me get rid of this. I'm getting into something.
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, my friend? How are you? Can you hear me? Yellow.
I don't have any sound.
Headphones.
I can't hear anything.
Headphones. Need some headphones. Yeah, Drew Bashir. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hey, is that better?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's happening, man?
Hey, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing really well. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Yeah, I mean, look, we can go now. I'm glad. Look,
I knew I was
No. I would rather have guests come in early. Drew, man, how are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm just busting into your broadcast, man. So my bad on that, bud.
No, Drew, where are you from, man? I kind of like the twang. So you sound like a Southerner for sure.
I spent my whole life in the Carolinas. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Big NASCAR fan? Big NASCAR fan?
That is one sport I have really never gotten into is NASCAR. I grew
Being
up
in Charlotte area. How are you not a NASCAR fan?
I grew up a swimmer, man, and just never got into car racing.
Did you growing up? You speaking of swimming, like did you go like in school or college? Because you got to realize if you're a swimmer and you're doing that athletically, like people are going to look at you like, man, he grew up in a good town. He grew up at a good private school. If they had a swimming team,
man, Charlotte's a great city. I can't say enough about the Carolinas. It's a great city. Swam in high school, swam 1 year in college.
Where'd you go?
Good old College of Charleston, South Carolina, another beautiful, beautiful city down in the coast. Great, great time.
The last terrestrial radio show I worked on, we were in Charleston, South Carolina. And it was one of the 98 Rock up in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were up there. Bubba the Love Sponge. I think we went up there for an event. And I think where was it at? It was at some country western bar out in the middle of Podunk, Charleston. And I got to tell you, they had some of the most beautiful women out there.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, Charleston, South Carolina, I'll put it up against any city in the world. It's beautiful women in the Carolinas, I must say. It's great areas what Charlotte is for business and family and a lot of different things. But the Carolinas, most known for the beautiful women, I must say. Best in the world.
Have you like here in Florida, we got Daytona Beach, we got all these Charleston has some buddies. My friend Colton, I stayed with him a little bit. We went up to Charleston and Colton knows Charleston, South Carolina very well. What was the name of the place, Colton? What was the bar that we went to and had that event at? But on with me right now is is it Bashir is your last name?
Brashear. Yeah, Brashear. Yeah, Brashear.
Now, any relation to the guy back in the day that did that documentary about Michael Jackson, Martin Shabir or Bashir?
No, I've been asked that question a couple of times, and I don't know that, man.
You gotta check that out, man, because everybody he kind of like fake some checks to kind of like corner somebody into answering stuff. He was a very shady documentarist, so that maybe that's why you get those questions. Yeah, my friend Miss Amy Sinha, he is British. Martin Brashear, like he was one of those like paparazzi type that everybody hates.
Well, I can relate to that, man. At the paparazzi part, at least, right? So yeah, runs with the name.
So Drew, you are a musician, and like I tried to do as much show prep to get ready for the interview, but there's not a lot of stuff out there, and I kind of like that. I like that because a lot of my interviews, I like to just talk to somebody. It's like somebody I met on the street, and I just like to know the bare minimum. You're a musician. Okay. So if I'm out in anywhere, just USA, America, downtown, that stereotypical downtown, what type of place am I going to see you playing at? Like, if you were like booking your own gig and where it would be at, like, what type of place, establishment, where it would catch you playing music?
I just, as you ask me that question, I love the streets, man. When I travel, I don't like the tourist destinations. I like to be on the street. I like to hear the heartbeat of the town. I love to walk the streets and people watch. And as you was asking me that question, where would the Hourglass Effect play, or where would I hang
Yeah.
out? And it would just be, I visualize a lot of people, man, cobblestone streets, little cafes set up on the streets.
So is it more about atmosphere? Like, because
Big part of the atmosphere.
yeah, I've seen a lot of musicians, and I think a lot of some of the best live performances you're going to see are at some of those places where you would think that, oh man, that really doesn't make that much sense of where they would play. But then you're looking at some of the ambience, the sounds, the people, the images you can see in the background and stuff. Like, I think that does have a lot to do.
Yeah, man. I love life. I love the world. Like to meet new people. I met the vocalist in the band. Her name's Erin.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of just being on the streets,
Is Erin there with you?
she's not.
Oh, I was going to say, I saw you talking to somebody when you were getting stuff. I thought maybe that
That was my wife, who's a technology guru of the house, man, making sure that I could actually get on with you today here. So, thank goodness for her. But
you always got to have a good woman behind you some way or another, right?
Man, behind me, underneath me. Sure, I don't know if I should say that, but I met Erin in a parking lot. I was getting my hair cut, and as you can see, I don't have
meeting somebody in a parking lot sometimes could either be a really good thing or a bad thing.
This worked out. This is a little of both, but mostly a good thing. I finished getting my hair cut one day, man, and I was walking out in the parking lot right out. This is Strips Shopping Center in Charlotte, and I see Erin. She had this little Honda Civic looking car with all her doors open. She was trying to carry
pot dealers back in the day drove Honda Civics.
Yeah, exactly. She probably got this one off of one of them, and
yeah,
she had like all sorts of notebooks piled up. So she's trying to carry 2 guitars and a bunch of notebooks. And I hadn't really played music seriously in a long time. It kind of went dormant within the soul here. But I was thinking about doing it again, and I was, whatever. And I struck up a conversation with Erin in the parking lot, and she's like, yeah, I'm a singer, learning to play guitar. I'm in a cover band. I love to do some original stuff. And I'm like, well, I've got a few original songs. And, I just helped her carry her guitar up to where her guitar lesson was. Yeah. And that's when I met one of the other primary members of the band, this guy, Dave. So it was all from this random parking lot experience. And here we are a couple of years later. So
I agree with you on that, because I really think us just as people all together, we don't like do those like chances of just saying hi to somebody or making a random encounter. Yeah, notice like some of the things that lead to bigger and better things for yourself are just those random by chance moments that you meet somebody.
And it changed my life. Like I said, I grew up a swimmer, but I started to teach myself how to play guitar as a teenager. Just had an acoustic around the house.
Was it like most guitar players, like, because you look at the creative types or the comedians, they've always, especially guys, they're the nerdy, quiet guys that, are like, oh man, I got to figure out something to be an icebreaker. Oh, I know what, I'm going to learn how to be a musician, or I'm going to learn how to play the guitar or something.
Man, I just had this dream. I grew up listening to punk rock, and some of my friends were starting to play.
Who did you listen to punk rock wise?
And, I'm almost 50. So back in the 80s and early 90s, I listened to Fugazi, Rites of Spring, Jawbreaker, bands like that. And then, I just went to my first Grateful Dead show when I was, in my teen years too, back in the day, where it was the original or semi-original band, whatever. And it changed my life seeing the Dead too. So, I grew up on music, and I love music. And Just
Hey, Drew.
yes, sir.
Colton is in the chat room. He asked, awesome guest. Does he have any social media or YouTube where
For the
people can
first
check
time,
out your stuff?
I've never been on social media till the Hourglass Effect album, came out, and it's the Hourglass Effect. YouTube is doing really well, man. We've got some videos up on YouTube that seem to be getting some momentum. Spotify, Instagram,
Have
TikTok.
you thought about this? See, I'm glad you brought that up. That was the last thing because I've interviewed. Thank you, Colton. I really appreciate the comment there. If you'd like to make a comment, you could easily do that in the chat room. And you know what? Fugazi's best song is Styrofoam. My friend Nelly Mandingo writes, Fugazi's best song is Styrofoam.
I love that song. It's a great, great band. I was lucky to see them twice. I saw them down in Columbia, South Carolina. Then saw them at the famous Milestone in Charlotte, North Carolina. Just a cool punk bar that had lots of bands come through in the 90s. It was great, man.
True.
So yes,
I want to ask you this though. Like, how would you like describe your music? Are you more of a country or are you a singer songwriter? Like, how would you like? I know people don't like to label themselves, but like, what would you say?
well, I mean, I never had any guitar lessons, so I've always just written my original songs growing up and played a lot of open mic nights in college. And then it just kind of I got into life and kind of put it aside. But I write all the songs on acoustic guitar. So
Yeah.
I was playing them and trying to sing, right? Thank goodness Aaron sings. They would sound somewhat similar because they're on acoustic. Dave Hartman, who produced the album, is just an amazing, amazing, amazing musician that just really carried the weight of professional stuff on the album. So, I mean, I like to think of it. I never really purposely write a song, man. I just kind of lounge around the house after work and just strum on the guitar. And my wife's a writer, so I think she's about to release her 6th book. So, we talk about things.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man. Like, even though I talk for a living, I've done it all my life and stuff, but writing is just like, I mean, I talk like a regular person. I don't know. Maybe that's why I've been able to connect with so many people and stuff. But when it comes to writing and stuff, I write how I talk. And then to have a writer in the family, I just would feel like, I'm not saying you feel that way, but I would just feel dumb all the time.
I haven't read a book from start to finish since Where the Red Fern Grows in 7th grade.
Holy shit. I can't believe you just said that. Where the red fern grows?
Red Fern Grows, it made me cry in the 7th grade. And I'm like, I can't read any more books. I'm waving goodbye to my son. He's on his way to the Tyler, the Creator concert tonight.
Oh, I just cursed while he was in the background.
Hey, listen, it's wide open here at the house.
All right. Well, good. I mean, that's kind of how I was raised. I really do feel like sometimes people just kind of like insulate their kids more, just sit around and explain things. My parents always let me watch whatever I wanted to, but they would explain to me after it. They'd be like, all right, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, that's how I was raised. How old of a guy are you, Drew?
Man, I'm 48.
Wow. So, I mean, you would consider, well, see, you might be a baby boomer and not, or a Gen Xer though, or no, you are a Gen Xer.
Yeah, I believe, I'm so damn old, I forgot, man, what generation I was in. But yeah, I believe it is called Gen X.
Yeah. So, but they called us the latchkey kids back in the day, Was that kind of like, because a lot of our parents, they were either, single moms or single dads, or both parents worked and the kids had to come home. And that's why they called us latchkey kids, because we had to come home, feed ourselves, let ourselves in, do our own homework and stuff. We were pretty much responsible for our own well-being.
Man, my mom was 18 when she had me, and my dad was 21. And believe it or not, man, it's a success story. They've been married for about 48 years, right? So, I grew up in a great house. My sister played music. I was the one that was steered towards sports, and that was fine. I still love to swim and work out. But my sister really into piano and music and was a music major in college. And I always enjoyed it. And I'm just thankful now that I can spend a lot more time doing it. And if I would have never met Aaron and Dave, I'd never be sitting here with an album and videos if it weren't for David and Aaron. I mean, they just changed my life. That random meeting, just talking to somebody in a parking lot. So
Did
very,
you
very cool.
did you grow up with like the whole grunge scene too, like that alternative rock genre?
I remember when Pearl Jam came out with that first album, and really loved Soundgarden, you know, some of their early stuff. So yeah, that was right around when grunge was breaking, and you know, I had flannel shirts already, man. So luckily I was ready for it. So
Well, you know what though, like you know, when we were always growing up, we were always like, man, if I sell at my parents, I'm gonna kick my own ass, you know, and stuff like that. But then everybody thinks that their generation, their decade of music is always going to be the best. But you know, when I look at it as an outsider looking at music in the 90s in general, though, across all platforms, it was like country music. I think 90s country music was some of the best stuff. I think the rock that you still had some of the hard, like Metallica, you still had some of the hair bands, but then you had the grunge and all that stuff. And then you had great hip hop.
NWA and early, you know, NWA just was. I loved that stuff in high school, man. I loved it.
It was all about a message. So did you think the music had a message, and it hasn't become about what I got and you don't have, and you know, kind of like flaunting your lifestyle?
Man, I listened to so much music in the, you know, in my early years, man, and so many small punk bands that would travel and would play. You know, a few buddies of mine, we would rent the VFW down in Rock Hill. This was teen years. It was like $100 for the night. And our bands would play, and then we'd have an out of town band that would be driving through, man, just passing out vinyl back then. You know, everybody had vinyl back in the day. And it was good. It was a great time for music. It was a great time, great time for music. And I like Tyler, the Creator, man. My son's going to an awesome concert tonight. I bet he's going to have a great time.
Who's playing with him?
That I'm not quite so sure. So these were a treat for his birthday, man. Him and three friends, his girlfriend and two of his buddies they're en route now to the Charlotte Coliseum, and you know, they'll have to Uber home. So get the ride and they'll Uber home.
But Tyler, the Creator, is also another one of those musicians that, you know, everybody wants to bitch about how social media is controlling the music industry now, but I kind of like it, because you want to know why. That there have been so many artists that people haven't realized in the last 5 years that never, ever would have gotten an opportunity to be what they are now if it was not for TikTok or Twitter or Instagram.
And you combine that with some of the technology for recording that you can have just on your laptop. I mean, it's really opened the door for, you know, do-it-yourself musicians, you know, such as the Hourglass Effect and many, many other people in this area that, you know, can have their home recording studios and use social media to try to push their records. You don't have to, you know somebody to know somebody at some of the bigger labels. I mean,
are more musicians now being their own record labels, their own like producers, their own everything?
I think so, because I mean, again, you know, raising a family and working and many, many other factors. I mean, I'm not out on the streets as much as what I used to, you know, so I didn't know what was going on. Finally get on social media because I want to promote the album and have help, you know.
How much do your kids help you? Like, I mean, you know, keeping you in touch with the pulse of the, you know, what people are liking and helping you promote.
Well, they get to listen to the songs as I write them, you know, and I get to sing them for the kids. And I'm not a good singer.
have they ever said like, Dad, you know what, you got to go back to the drawing board on this one?
Maybe change a few lyrics here and there, probably for the best. And with, like my wife as a writer, man, she's always critiquing my lyrics. That's grammatically not correct. Or I'm like, hey, it's a song. It doesn't have me. It's a song, right? So,
you have to look at yourself like a comedian. Jerry Seinfeld, he used to talk about how Jerry Seinfeld, he was head and shoulders above the rest. Is that one word changed in a different order could make or break a joke. And I also think the same thing applies to songwriting.
Yeah, and a lot, with the delivery too, just being able to place the words, over the chords. And I'm always a comedian when I try not to be. Anytime I try to be funny, man, I fail miserably. So Seinfeld's a funny guy. I've always liked that. Another good product of the 90s,
but I think the same thing can apply, though. It really, really can. Like, I mean, you look at any musician. Could you imagine some of the greatest song lyrics that are out there right now that everybody knows? That if you just change one word, even not even change one word, just change the order of the words, how different it would be.
You were so right.
Yeah, it's good that you got a
the Beatles, man. If they were never a band, who knows what would have happened to rock and roll.
Oh, did you get a chance to see the recording sessions, them getting ready for that concert? Did you see any of the Apple stuff?
I can't say that I did, man. How was that?
You need to go because, like, all right, so you can already see a little bit of what was going on because, like, all right, so you had Paul, George, Ringo. None of their women were there. But you had but you had John Lennon. Right. John Lennon, Yoko was there holding his damn hand or leg the whole entire time. You're like, yep.
Oh, man.
Right. And then how they were just chain smoking. It was just like cigarette.
Everybody smoked back then. I've been watching Mad Men too. You know that show Mad Men on TV. Yeah. My wife loves that, so that means I have to watch it too. And everybody smoked, and I smoked back in the day. Mm-hmm. Camel lights were the thing, but
that's real Southern, especially being in Tobacco Road there up in the Carolinas.
Yeah. Philip Morris was a huge fan up the road from Charlotte, and yeah, man, this is smoking country down here, man. Smoking country.
So Drew, before we go, all right. So before we get into the last little bit of the interview, tell my audience how they can check out your music, your band, your writing partners, all that stuff.
Yeah, the name of the band, the name of the project is called The Hourglass Effect, and we would love it if you guys checked us out. Spotify, Apple Music, The Hourglass Effect. It's our first single. It's called "But Anyways" that we've been promoting. Same on YouTube. Yeah.
I don't mean to jump in, but I've always wanted to do this because I'm a big fan of radio in general. And, Howard Stern, I listen to Howard Stern all the time. He used to have some of the biggest bands come in. And I'm looking for that first, like, artist band that I could get to do, like, maybe one acoustic song live on the show. Would that be something that, we could work out in the near future? Maybe, If
I had my guitar right now, I would just start rocking for you, but I don't want to.
Look, man, we could do that. I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you want to do something? You got something in the works you might be able to play a little bit of?
Yeah, man. So I was curious, I would have to leave the room and go grab my guitar.
All right, that's fine. You know what? I'm a professional, and I can fill time while you do that.
Seconds. Let me run across the hall. I'll come back.
All right, here we go. All right. So listen, guys, you are listening. Welcome. If you're just joining me right now, it is the Tuddle Daily Podcast. If you want to follow me, if you're listening to this right now on the audio version of the podcast, and you would like to check out the Tuddle Daily Podcast live stream, you can easily do that. You can go to any of the platforms that I'm on, or just go to Tuddle.net. That's Tuddle with two D's, TUDDLE.net. Right now, my guest, Drew Brashear. And did I get that right?
You got it this time, man. Spot on. Yeah.
All right. See, and that's like I told you when I do my interviews and stuff, I like him to just be like conversations that I have with people. And guess what? When you meet somebody for the first time, you know what? Everybody butchers the last name, especially. I mean, we all do that, right?
Man, you hung in there and did really well, man. You did good. You did
All
great.
right, so Drew, I'm gonna actually turn my mic off when you're ready to go, and I've even changed your channel here for a little bit of acoustic singer songwriter sound, so it should be able to pick up the guitar and your voice at the same time.
Nice, man. This is the first time I played live in a moment or two, so I appreciate it. This song is not on the album. This is a new song. As a songwriter, I finish a song, we bring it into the studio for Aaron, and then I move to the next song. So this one is called The Highway. So,
All right, awesome.
oh, sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. This is Drew Brashear, and tell people once again if they want to check out and find any of your music before you start playing, where can they find that?
The Hourglass Effect. I recommend going to Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube. The Hourglass Effect. Check out our new single, But Anyways, and the entire 10-song album. I hope you enjoy it, and I really owe everything to Aaron and Dave. So want to give them a big thanks too. So,
all right, here we go, Drew. The floor is yours.
Thanks. On the highway, the cold wind and rain, searching for the meaning of God knows everything. The mountains sing a sweet song on the highway for reasons you say are wrong. On the highway, I feel at home. Underneath the stars, I walk alone. Summer rain, sky full of pain. On the highway, no one knows my name. I have no feeling or place to go. Follow the horizon down to Mexico. I wonder, will the highway ever change? Little abbreviated version there for you, man, because, I just don't want to bore your audience. But appreciate everything.
It would help if I had my damn base on there. I know. I'm an idiot. Jesus Christ almighty. What an idiot. I am an idiot. I really am an idiot. Blippy Holmes saying great show. I don't know. Am I even on right now? I mean, it would not surprise me if I was having all these issues. There we go. I got some people on there. Oh man, Ty J. Armstrong was checking out this show. So, I mean, it can't be all that bad. Anyways, I want to thank Drew. Yeah, I know I'm on now. Oh, I know that I mess up a lot. I'm trying the best that I can to get this whole thing running. Like, I know how to run a board. I've run boards all the time. I run boards all the time. That's not an issue. That's not an issue at all. It's just dealing with the engineering side of it. So before Drew came on,
Morning, Amy. If you're looking for diesel fuel this morning, you are not going to get it from.
And this guy's reporting from Texas right here. This guy right here is reporting from Texas. And people are stealing gas now. People are stealing gas left and right. And I'm going to tell you, Texas, Florida are the two states I would not be stealing gas from, because you are going to die of lead poisoning.
This pump here in Texas, as the owner says, that thieves made off with more than 1,700 gallons of it, and they're still on the run. But with gas prices where they are, you don't need to own thousands of gallons to fall victim to gas theft.
It's become an alarmingly common phenomenon. People paying astronomical gas prices only.
Also, all right, so this is a serious question, and I'm not blaming this. I'm not making this a political thing at all. But why is it that gas prices can rise so quickly, but when gas prices are now below $100 a barrel, why is it taking so long for the prices to come down? Iggy T, like, I mean, 87. So, I mean, it's really, really bad. But what I'm trying to say, though, is that it's Biden's energy plan. Do you realize that? Look, okay, I agree. Biden shutting down the pipeline, bad business, in my opinion. Okay. But you realize that the president has absolutely no control over the gas prices. It's the president works for the people that own the gas companies. He doesn't get to set the prices. Guess what? He is the bitches. All the presidents are bitches of big oil, big tobacco, big alcohol. I don't believe that. I agree with you. Biden did not help out his cause shutting down that oil pipe. I agree with you on that. I agree with you 100%. Taxes, look, here in the state of Florida, especially in Volusia County, we get taxed left and right. Living in an area that has a lot of tourism, you're going to get caught up in the taxes. Yeah, I mean, Iggy T's right. Iggy is right. I live in Alberta, and oil literally comes from here, and we still pay so much. It's all smoke and mirrors, because right now oil is under $100. So why are the prices not coming down as quickly as they rose? It just does not make any sense. And I don't like when people make these prices political. I mean, it is bad business for any politician to have high gas prices. So why would they do it? Do you get what I'm saying? It's bad for business. It is bad for business to have high gas prices, because high gas prices always get thrown back into politicians' face. We all know that. Exactly. Toastmasters got it right. All scammers. Do you guys realize, like, no politician wants high gas prices because, like I said, it's bad for business.
To have that gas stolen. A Pennsylvania woman found this hole drilled directly into her gas tank. Her security camera.
And everybody's like probably wondering why. Why are people not siphoning gas anymore? Well, a lot of the new technology has just caused other problems. It has, because now it's a lot harder to siphon gasoline out of anybody's gas tank. And now what people are doing, they're just drilling holes. These assholes are drilling holes into people's gas tank, not even taking all the gas. Like, all right. So, I mean, you saw the video right there. Hold on. Look at the puddle. Look at the puddle. That is all gasoline. That is all gasoline you see underneath that car. I would be less pissed off if the thieves took all the gas and didn't waste any of it. These criminals, these thieves are taking what little that they need, and they're wasting. They are wasting. Look at all the gas that is being wasted on the ground underneath that car. That's what pisses me off.
Into her gas tank, her security camera.
It's bad that you're getting ripped off, but come on, man. These thieves need to be a little bit more considerate. Like if you're going to no honor amongst thieves at all. BDMX contest. Nelly Mandingo, look, I just admitted to you. That I did not agree with them canceling that pipeline. It's just, look, there's a way that I look at it, okay? We can be as green as we want to here in the United States of America. We can go 100% not burning any fossil fuels here in the United States. And guess what? It is never, ever going to make up for the amount of fossil fuels, rubber, and everything like India, China, any of those Asian countries. They don't give a damn about the environment. So we can go 100% green, and it's not even going to make a dent in what some of these other third world nations are doing. So we might as well just let it eat, Nedley Mandingo, and I agree with you.
Capturing the man she believes is the culprit, walking around her car with.
Look, until everybody else decides that they're going to put in their little bit of worth when it comes to helping out the environment, no. China's not taking it seriously. India's not taking it seriously. None of those countries are taking it seriously. Russia's not. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Just let it eat.
With a drill and a 5-gallon bucket. The woman then driving the car without realizing what happened. A mistake.
You're going to start seeing a lot of cars just spontaneously combusting. It's not going to be spontaneous because people are drilling holes in people's gas tanks.
That could have killed her.
The big risk would be that the thing's leaking fuel and you get a fire.
In the past.
And Iggy T brings up a great point. He canceled the Keystone Pipeline. It hurt Alberta badly. Look, people, I don't know how many times I need to explain this to you, Nelly Mandingo, or anybody that is new and tuning in to the show that I'm doing right now. I do not support any of the politicians. They're all crooked. They don't have our best interest in hand. They just don't. So I'm never, ever going to support those people. Ever. Never. I hated Biden, hated Trump, hated Obama, hated George W. Bush Jr., the last president that I actually liked, Bill Clinton. As you could tell, if you listened to yesterday's show, I was marking out to Bill Clinton because he's good. Who cares? Bill Clinton loved to get some ass. I mean, I have no problem with a dude that's just being a dude, trying to be the dude. He was getting ass. If you were married to Hillary, wouldn't you want to be getting some strange ass as well, too? Okay, thank you. That's the worst that Bill Clinton did, then you're never, ever going to be happy.
Few weeks, gas thefts have been reported in at least 10 states. In Missouri, John Blazer says the man in this video strolled up to his truck, stole.
Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. And I know some people are going to be like, oh, you just can't go around shooting people. I'm telling you right now, if this car, my daily driver is on my property in my driveway, and somebody comes on my property and drills a hole in my gas tank, yeah, that is a clean shoot. It is. It is, because why is it okay for governments to go out and start wars and kill people over money and we can't do it? I'm telling you right now, if somebody is on my property stealing gas out of my car and how I get to work or make a living every single day, guess what? Clean shoot. Shoot that motherfucker if he's stealing gas out of your car.
2 gallons of gas and let the remaining 32 gallons flush out onto the street. And more brazen thieves are targeting gas stations. Last week, police in Los Angeles surrounding 3 vehicles allegedly stealing gas. One suspect accused of paying just $20 but damaging the pump to take far more gas than that. And authorities near Houston are searching for suspects they say stole $8,000 worth.
I mean, come on. I know a lot of this stuff is insured, but like these gas stations, do you realize a lot of these gas stations don't make a lot of money from selling gasoline? I mean, the gas is just to lure people in to buy other things. And you're going to take stuff that they're barely not making any profit off of at all. Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Of diesel fuel from this Chevron. This just a week after alleged thieves stole about 1,000 gallons from the underground tanks at a different Houston station.
Look at this. This right here is kind of like, all right, if these people that are like going these lengths to get over on somebody else, if they put these type of skills into something that they can make money off of legally, they would be even richer. They would be more rich than what they would be as thieves.
The van that's pumping the fuel out, they have a trap door inside their vehicle.
Look at that.
Which
that car has a trap door. Do you realize how like much work you got to do to put a trap door underneath a car like your 007, your redneck white trash 007 to be able to steal gas from a gas station? Even though I think that these gas people are raping us already as it is when it comes to prices. These people like pit that initiative into creating a trap door to be able to steal gas into something legal, and you would be way more rich than what you would be as a criminal.
It's crazy.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. It's raining like a mofo right now. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight's Tuddle Daily podcast. If you're listening to the audio version, if you'd like to check it out, and I'm telling you right now, tomorrow 7. Because if this is a time crunch for one of my biggest supporters, Iggy T, like I'm gonna have to push it back to 7 p.m. Because I really think if I push it back to 7 p.m., I think that I would hit a bigger audience. And I'm going to try it out tomorrow. I really, really am. So, all right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Hope you guys stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.